I can only tell you how it happened to me, and that is suddenly, with a jarring sensation in which all my tabs crashed down upon my tongue like the jaws of the reptilian brain megafauna, and the spinning wheel within a wheel, the icon of the hanged cosmological process, hung in front of my screen, blocking any attempt for me to force quit this consciousness and begin again. I can only tell you how it happened to me, and that is suddenly, with a jarring sensation, in which all my tabs crashed down upon my tongue like the jaws of the
They call themselves the Obliterati.
and the spinning
This
wheel
one
within a
was
wheel, the icon of the hanged cosmological process,
They call themselves
hung in front of my screen,
the
blocking any
Obliterati.
attempt
Test,
for me
test.
to force
1, 2,
quit
3.
this consciousness and begin again.
Though my suspicions are
One of them, which I would have described in aeonic revisions past as an angel of God, spoke to me. They call themselves the Obliterati,
I can only tell
and this one was their chief executive officer, though my suspicions are that the visitation was
I can
pre-recorded,
only tell you
released on a quarterly basis, per their
that
updated
sudden
brain identity.
jarring sensation
He spoke and bade me follow him, but it was not a question, but a subscription to a genealogy from which there was no opt-out.
and the spinning wheel.
I followed him up the golden stair
He
of account
unfurled
signing
the scroll of the terms of service.
He unfurled the
and from
scroll of the
viscous
terms of service,
contents,
and
he
from the
compiled
viscous
tablets.
contents he
With a
compiled a
darker
tablet.
glass and the
The glass
darkest
darker
metal.
than the darkest.
A pen was
pen was
produced,
produced,
made from pure infrared light,
and I
and I
signed.
signed.
My account
My
created.
account
First
created.
credits authorized.
First
My hardware was
credits
now
authorized.
ready, and one of
My
them
hardware
through
was
the
now
kingdom of
ready.
heaven.
And the angel showed me
The angel
through
told me-
the kingdom of heaven.
The angel told me of the world that was to come.
The angel
The angel told me of the world
that
that
the world
was to
that
come.
was to come.
The angel told me of the world that was to come.
Five Eyes Turned to Stone by Witch's Curse. A city on a hill was inverted, lowered headfirst, and leg bent into its reservoir of drinking water. From the east came towards them a river. Presidents of the world floated in the power, and they pursued the honest
Presidents of the world.
I saw the mercy seat over the nose in front of me, an altar on the screen. I could not look at their country, for it was too great. Followed the angels surrounding their 6 wings four gates
Reacting to something funny. Reacting is something funny.
An internet-literate Adora pet rode on the backs of its former master's belching flame, which scoured all the growing crops of the earth with genetic storms of telomeric drone. From the east came 4 zeppelins in liveries of white, black, green, and of gold. The presidents of the world boarded these crafts, and they pursued the oldest dragon in the shape of an electric car out through the ozone hole and into the path of the oncoming comet.
I saw the mercy seat, ergonomic, in front of an altar of screens. I could not look at their content. It was too bright. The choirs of angels surrounded the desk, their 6 wings turned back, 4 heads turned to the 4 directional cursor arrows. They removed their data masks, and I saw the timeless fire hose of the patriarchs. Their 4 limbs, from a tiger, a raven, a dolphin, and a cat. Each wore a different wearable, tracking metrics that sang like the locomotives of old. I fell to my knees, and the information washed over me. My skin burned, my hair consumed. I fell, fat and naked, into a branded reusable shopping bag. Removable media piled onto my body, thrown by the enraged crowd. From each, a mark was laid upon me. The scales then fell
The angel
away.
spoke. Catch the
Darest thou
zeitgeist.
catch the zeitgeist on a fish hook?
With your bar.
And thou pierce
Become a
its
member
lips
of my
with your
venture.
bar.
Your account.
Become a member of my venture and
Advertise.
confirm your account.
Wait
Many anesthetized global
Or-
matches await within network. Or
with.
thou will suffer designed obsolescence.
And so I did as I was recommended. I rejected my previous time, and I began to rate the tag and post. Around every corner and down every corridor, the angels' voices summoned me with their apps, and I arrived. I watched. I experienced. I remembered. and was part of their grand immaterial design.
The timestamps churned forward, but I was no
The
longer
timestamp
moving.
churned forward,
I was a
but I was no
step
longer
within
in.
another's
I was the step
I
within
was
another's
the fleeting
life.
shape within the cloud.
I was the
I
fleeting shape
remembered
within the cloud.
everything, but I could not recall. My body was
I remembered
the circuitry
everything,
the
but I could not
angels were
recall.
for.
My body was the
They
circuit.
charged me
The
on
angels
the
were the
altar,
current.
but
They
my
charged
battery's
me on the
half-life
altar,
was
but my battery's half-life
They
was
left
diminished.
me on their
They left me in their
cafe
cafe
tables. They
tables.
shoved me
They
into
shoved me into
pockets.
pockets.
They left me
beside the bed
beside
while
the
they
bed
dreamed
while
the
they
dreams
dreamed the
constructed
dreams I
for them.
constructed.
And yet I could not dream myself.
And
My
yet I
soul
could
turned
not
to breath
dream
of
myself.
vapor, where my
My
life
soul
architecture
turned
was
to
forged
the
in
breaths of
fallow
vapor
views,
where
and I took
my
the
life's
courage, committed myself.
architecture is forked in a fallow feud, and I took the codeless committed side.
By the autumn of 2016, I began to have infrequent junk sleep, cold blue, and temporal stress testing about being screwed in palaces of data and through the metadata around it. I saw maudlin centralized planning through a human-disturbed calendar, fearsome growth with mottled, fluted, and precipitous eco-vagrancy, and past other arrays of data as strange as the unresolved queries which persisted counted. I saw petro-futuristic constructions of stratigraphic or iridescent RFID-riddled nanoplankton in glades, clearings, or soft obliteratarian ambulance and masticates, long resumes of their tapes so dark that I could tell but little of their most tower, zero distance. I saw an area, countless miles, strewn with backwards incompatible ruins of sensor technology whose anthropogenic architecture had been like that of a few sensors dispersed poltergeist gouts that managed my data audit. And once I saw the delta, a boundless red expanse of structured and unstructured data, great shapeless suggestions of shadow moved over, and here and there the surface was vexed with anomalous clouds, glimmers of knowledge, self-actualized out of dark data,
Great shapeless
and vagaries of information flocked and jettisoned. That is when I thought I knew, amidst an immense data gyre that had formed convex currents, nitpicking me apart with apparent historical divisions, as true as the day is long, but from the POV of matter, all of it watching me. Me being all of us, all bodies conscripted to generate anarcho-Darwinian data sets, festering in proto-glorious wounds inflicted by the gears and cogs, the cloud grind into a befuddlement that begs the question. Now that I have the time, what do I have the time for?
Great shapes, suggestions of shadow,
grinding to a befuddlement that begs the question. So now that I have the time,
Terrified that time isn't free and the past, present, and future never really collapsed in light, but rather had been collapsed into a single reference, me. Right now that I have coalesced those elements in yours truly, being a dreamy kind of immortal, I am left with a new question. What exactly is there to live forever for?
all balanced and swift, generating anarcho, Darwinian data sets festering. Time.
I instantly forget what we were talking about.
And remember, I probably should die.
I don't know. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Sounds good. Sounds good.
The junk sleep is like reading the first paragraph of a fairly simple essay over and over without any kind of understanding.
Famine at the data farm remainder dust bowls sweep across, up, down, through current currents, concave generating dust that triggers thirst. And so I chug-a-lug from a sexy glass of carbonated nutrient-rich sludge produced by a sugar syndicate, which seems to really get me.
Realization.
Realization hits me. They have all the time for my nonsense.
Realization hits me that they have all the time for my nonsense. After stifling my thirst in bubble algorithm gluttony, a need to dispose of that still sexy glass overwhelms me. But when I go looking for the recycling receptacle, I find the receptacle surrounds me and includes me. Yet I am, and everything is, quenched, full. A switch occurred. While I did not so much become a sexy glass. Every distinction dissolve away. Dissolve into an anthropomorphous shadow bald galaxy teeming with crafted deep web, long game souls imbued with the synthetic sophistication, all body and all possible poses. And mathematical disorder. This fog somehow pointing and shouting,
Hey! Let's let it be there. Let's let it be there.
"Hey, what's that over there?" I looked, which felt impossible, like feeling, to find click, bait, and switch unflipped soul pops, up blockable, unblockable listicles of humanant accomplishments in the midst of excess time. Recipes for the leftovers, better the next day after the end of days, expanse of undefined time, where I could peruse all people before and after time that had clicked on me. The data metrics appeared to me as a perfect glowing circle. I could not help but feel the circle. I could not help but feel that I had mistakenly took the time to focus for the first time. I remained awake all that night, but by dawn realized how animistic I had been to let the shadow of an unattended data body juggle. Instead of being risible, I should have had a discoverer's enthusiasm. The next forenoon, I told the others about my find, and I set out to view the anomalous platitudinous
Absolucidity.
failure, however, confronted us. I had formed no clear idea of the passcode, and an effulgent and obviously leaky wiki had totally altered
The panopticon centuries.
Shifted future.
Now evening was falling, with a fuzziness in its contours, a general sense of wistfulness in the immediate tableau. I wanted to sharpen the edges. I sensed that something was gone that I hadn't noticed missing. I felt a longing for something I didn't actually want.
A nice evening. I walked. I saw a barn half swallowed by fog, a crude illustration promoting a community chicken dinner. A man read the paper in a glass-sided room. He lifted his chin towards me, almost a dare. Thick copper pipes lay forgotten in a field. a grid lost in the grass. The sun lit the sky and I took hundreds of pictures with my ready finger on the circle, capturing, storing. I would need this. They told me I'd needed this sometime in the past. Impressions from a dreamscape. Folks I'd never seen before. Flushed men in band t-shirts. Upset children. A woman in sweatpants and gardening clogs. Each flash loaded with potential content, but I could not place how I fit in. A cat on the roof of a minivan. A steaming pile of mulch. Sheep for sale tacked out in marker. A banner pinned to a pole.
Though night was falling again, I sensed morning, that time of waking and starting fresh. I walked and took pictures. I kept my finger near the circle, imagining a stretch of time when I could look again with a more studied leisure. My feelings and impressions would unroll like a carpet. They had shown me photographs of myself from someone else's archive. I was sleeping on a train. I was almost embarrassed next to a cake in the shape of a turtle. I saw myself in rippled sunlight, my face smoother, less worn than I was used to in the mirror, though the timestamp was brand new.
A caption floated beneath me.
A caption floated
Though
beneath
in whose
me.
estimation,
The best.
I wasn't sure.
Though in whose estimation, I wasn't sure.
I'd thumbed through those representations, the lines of my finger,
The lines of my fingers
my
greasing
own
the
touch
screen,
obscuring
my
the
own
most-
touch
my
obscuring
own
the more
touch obscuring
pristine
the more
version.
pristine version.
Being told
Being
about these
told about
instances made me think I remembered them, but an actual recollection wasn't there. I was determined to make it work this time. I would capture what I
But
was
an actual
seeing,
recollection was
where I'd
there.
been,
I was
and
determined to
in
make
this
it work.
way it would be
I was
mine.
determined to make it work this time.
In the
I would capture
pictures,
what I was
I'd
seeing,
seen my
where I'd been,
totems, a purple
I would
vegetable,
capture what I was
a sweating
where I'd
can,
been, and in this way,
a computer
it would be
the
mine.
size of a
I would capture what I
stone.
was seeing, where I'd
Now
been,
a
and
house
this way
formed
it
in the
would be mine.
fog.
In the
A
pictures,
sliding door separated the rooms from outside. I moved the plank of glass. Inside I
Now a
removed my
house formed in the
sandals.
fog.
The floor was
sliding door
soft with
separated the rooms
overlapping
from
rugs. Voices came
I
in
moved the plank
pieces
of
from
glass.
another room.
Inside I removed my
A
sandals.
table was set for a
The floor
meal.
was soft with overlapping rugs.
Candles were already
Voices came in
lit.
pieces from another room.
Hot wax
table was
pooled
set
beside a
for a meal.
carton of
Candles
wine.
were already lit.
A notched loaf
Hot
of
wax
French
pooled beside a
bread, a
carton of
dish of
wine.
vivid green jelly,
Hot wax pooled
butter
beside a carton
carved
of
into a
wine. A
lamb.
notched loaf of
I
French
held my
bread.
hand and
A dish of
waved it
vivid green jelly.
to see if I
butter
could
carved
make the
into a
lamb larger,
Butter carved
alter
into
the
a
scene
lamb.
somehow.
I held my
Told
hand
me
and
I
waved
couldn't
it to
hurt
see if
the
I could make the lamb larger.
I had
After the
actual
scene
amulets
somehow.
in front of me.
I held my hand and waved
I was
it to
looking
see if
at
I could
things
make
in
the
real
lamb
time,
larger,
in
alter
actual
the scene
space.
somehow.
Physical
They told me I'd
manifestations
been here
of those
before.
images that
I had
rattled
actual
me
amulets in
along.
front of me. Jelly,
They
butter,
were
wine.
three-dimensional
I was
now.
looking at my
I
things
could
in
touch
real
them.
time, in actual
I
space.
touched them.
Physical manifestations of those images that had rattled me on my walk. They were three-dimensional now. I could touch them. I touched them.
They were
Their
three-dimensional
textures cool
now.
and firm.
I could touch
The
them.
gap between
I
seeing and
touched
remembering
them.
wasn't
Their
closed.
textures
Not
cool
exactly.
and firm. The
could
gap
see
between
everything
seeing and
clearly,
remembering
but I
wasn't
didn't know
closing,
how it
not
fit.
exactly.
The
I could
voices
see everything clearly, but I didn't know how I fit in. The voices were coming closer, each one singing, faintly indistinct melody, a fractured chorus against the sundown. The breeze rustled the curtains. I sat at the table and pressed the pile of wax. I waited for them to arrive.